SCP-4290 Containment Procedures. All available military assets at the site of SCP-4290 sealing are prepared to use any means necessary to neutralize the anomaly. Mobile Task Force Alpha-1, Red Right Hand, Mobile Task Force Tau-5, Samsara, and Mobile Task Force NU-7, Hammer Down, have been outfitted with experimental paratech weaponry and are situated between SCP-4290's containment perimeter. Grades of nuclear mines have been planted in the vicinity of the sealing site, prepared to detonate if Foundation assets are destroyed. The Jaws Break orbital strike system has been enabled in the event of a breach past the containment perimeter. Emergency shelters for civilians are selected by Foundation personnel and are being prepared in the event that all containment measures fail. Probability of failure is undetermined. SCP-4290 is a Class I eschatological entity that was automatically sealed approximately 10,000 years in the past. Its seal is expected to break in the next 7 days. The site of the sealing, SCP-4290 locked, is in the Qinghai Lake to the depth of 32.8 meters from the surface, and is constructed from 8 beryllium bronze totems. The totems resemble armored humans engraved into a network of brandishing runes and arranged onto the point of 8-fold fractal pattern carved into the lake bed, 20 meters wide. Bursts of red light are periodically released from its center. These have intensified in brightness over the past month. Information on SCP-4290 has been recovered from SCP-1726 and other such anomalous sources. A translated excerpt on the entity from an unknown writer is below. A child rose its 10 mounts to the heavens, stretched wide 20 arms, and ripped the umbilical cord from the sack on its head. The warriors surged to its legs, hoping to tear this newly born limb before it could move. With its mouth filled with torrents of darkness and dead geometries, none could flee. Reality rippled with the warriors stretching along its folds, and the darkness crunched into their stools with flares of starlight. The child wheezed, dragging skeletal fingers through the air, and dead in the land around. The fingers retracted. Flames burst and subsided. Wax rained and dissolved. Then the island, its warriors, and every soul still left melted into the darkness. For 10 days the child drank it. The world trembled. Addendum 4290-1 Repair Attempts. On February 8, 2022, televisions in the Xinhai province and outlying areas abruptly displayed images of an entity matching 4290's rising over a melting cityscape, with an androgynous voice telling viewers to repair the child's locks. This repeated in frequency, with the voice shifting to say, "There is little time left. Repair." Investigation led to the discovery of SCP-4290 lock. Efforts in the means by which 4290's lock could be reinforced for launch. Soldiers of SCP-1726 undercover excursions to the Wanderer's Library and the ruins of specific far past civilizations found this is not the first time the seal has needed repairs. Civilizations including the Eritreans, Xia Dynasty, and Asian Ornithons have strengthened the seal with sacrificial rituals and engraving new runes into the totems. The last group to have performed this were the Davites, shortly before the culture was destroyed in 270 CE. The Foundation Department of Occult Containment arranged for the sites and engravings to be performed. Submersible change and ritual setup, remotely operated underwater vehicles, carrying equipment descended into the center of SCP-4290 lock on September 8, 2022. However, halfway through the performance of the ritual, a red light burst accompanied with the release of high levels of gamma radiation and heat occurred. Radiation damage caused to the ROVs accidentally existed accidentally damaged distant ruins. In the interruption, the ritual led to only 2 cadavers and one half of the heart to vanish as planned. Television broadcast repeated later that day. Television broadcast repeated later that day, its voice now stating, "Sacrifice did not reach the 10 Ma's. Brace." Addendum 4290-2. Affection Incident. At 1 o'clock, several personnel stationed at the Senior High Lake acted against Foundation orders and fled the area. One of the involved agents, Agent Zenobia Marinos, put the following message on a piece of paper in their quarters before leaving. This is the message. "Do we think we can actually stop this? No civilization before us wanted to fight the child. None of them. Hell, Shia had better tech than anything we've got, and even they were afraid. Sacrifices don't work anymore. It refused to consume them. They aren't enough to satiate it. Once that seal breaks, we'll have a world of molten darkness. The child will be all that's left, eating and drinking. You're fools for staying." The activation of ways to extra-dimensional spaces will detect nearby. Fraction is not considered a priority. Addendum 3. Ceiling updates. Seismometers have detected a series of high-energy seismic pulses, radiating from directly under SCP-4290 lock, assisting with models on the different effects of dimensional distortion on terrain. Red light now encompasses the entire sealant site, and columns are observed to be crumbling. Personnel are advised to wait and prepare. Addendum 4. Unlock. Terminals comprising SCP-4290 lock disintegrated. Military assets assembled at the shore of Shanghai Lake. 10 minutes later, a 40-meter-long emaciated humanoid organism passed inscriptions of SCP-4290 phased out of the ground and onto the seabed. Orders were sent to only fire once that activity was observed. Personnel waited 2 hours. After a further hour of waiting, ROVs were sent to 4290, followed by an expeditionary crew equipped with Lambada model thermal hazard suits. Dozens of human corpses and hearts were used in sacrificial repair rituals rested on the entity's mouth, none having been consumed. No thermic radiation, psi-wave emissions, or any signs of activity were registered. All life functions in SCP-4290 had ceased. In-site autopsies were performed. Based on these, the entity is estimated to have died approximately 9,000 years ago. Cause of death was determined to be malnutrition. SCP-4290 has been reclassified as neutralized. Requiring 3 human cadavers and the life heart of an angel, materials would vanish on ritual completion in a sacrifice.